We're going live now on the recording, and we're going to go ahead and work on some of the Desmos challenge screens. So the fix-its were good, right? The predicts and fix-its. We okay with those? Okay, sweet. All right. So, okay, here we go. Challenge number one. So we got to go get these 4 of them, right? And so you get to use as many lines as you want. I mean, if you drop it right now, you see you get those 2, right? You're going to, catch those 2 for sure, right? So one way is that you can get a line that comes down to, that breaks part of them this way or part of them that way. So let's go ahead and throw in a line segment in there. So let's see, what would our slope between this star and this star be? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so -1. So y equals -1x. Will get me the left-hand side. And let's go with, say, plus 20. Yeah, not quite enough. Let's go, say, 25. Not too much. Go 24. So you see, Regina, I'm just doing this kind of by guess and check, okay? So there's no real systematic thing to it. And so I don't want that line to go that full length. So I got to tell it a segment that I want it to use. So let's go from 5 is greater than x. Let's say that's not 5 down. Let me check here real quick. Where is that at? That's a 10. Excuse me. 10 is greater than x. Which is less than, let's go 16. I'm going to go a little smaller. Let's go 15. Okay, so that's one line. Okay, so if you drop it, watch, you'll get these 2, right? And the cool thing is, you notice is that some of them go to the left and some of them go to the right, don't they? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror that line over here on the other side now, do another line. So let's come in and let's go y equals, and this time it's going to be a positive x. It looks like I need to go, I don't know, plus 6. Let's see. No, that was too much. So let's go plus 4. Yeah, plus 4 is looking really good, right? Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and make that run from, let's say, I don't know, let's make it go from 4 is less than x, which is less than 15. Nope, that's too much. Let's go to 10, my bad. Okay, and so let's try that, see what that does. Sweet, I got 3 of them, right? Okay, now I just got to do something to catch some of my marbles and bring them back over here to get that last star, right? Okay, so it looks like another, it doesn't matter whether they use a -1 or a positive 1, either of those would work. Sorry, my wife's bringing me in my cup of tea. So what I want to do is down here, when those marbles come off, I want to catch some of them and bring them back over here to that one, right? So I want to make one more line that's going to do that. So let's go ahead. Let's make it y equals a positive x again. And then let's shift that down. Let's say, let's make it -5. Let's see where that goes. Nope, that's not enough. Let's go -10. Nope, that was too much. So -8, -6. Ooh, -6 is good, but I'm going to have to shrink up the other line a little bit. Instead of having it go all the way to 15, on that -1, let's have that go to like 12. No, that's not, that's going to be 13, 14. Let's try 14. Let's see what it does. Ta-da! Okay, so key thing I need you to see is that there isn't, first of all, two things. There isn't just one way of doing it. My solution may not be the only possible solution. There's lots of different ways of doing this. So for example, I made y equals x minus 6, the last one, to catch them coming down here. It could have possibly been I used a y equals negative x plus 7 or something. You could have got some come the other way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you, whatever way works, okay? Should we do another one?
Sure.
Okay. And then, just so you know, if you don't get them all, that's okay. I want you to give them an honest effort. I want you to try as hard as you can with them and do as best as you can. But if you got 5 hours, it's like, okay, I got a life. I'm just going to agree that it's going to drive me crazy and I'm going to move on, all right?
Okay.
It's okay, but that doesn't mean you get excused from the second part, which is the discussion question. That you got to do, okay? So you got to come up with one of them. One of the screens, 16 through 23, come up, explain how you did it, right? And then give them 2 stars that you're making and ask them to come up with y equals mx plus b. That one's actually easier than it sounds. You're just going to give them 2 points because the stars are points, aren't they? And so you give them 2 points and ask them to come up with the equation of the line that's going through those 2 points. Okay, so let's go back to the game. So let's see. Let's go ahead and do this one. So this is kind of cool. Look at these little tubes for us that we got to get down to, right? So we need to get the line to come down and drop some here, and then we're going to have to get it to drop some down in this lower one, right? So I'm guessing we're going to have to catch some of the marbles that come out of this chute and then pass those over to this chute, right? So let's put in y equals negative x plus 15, or let's go 14. 14, okay? So don't have the right angle, do I? I'm too steep. So that means I got to come over here and adjust the slope this time, don't I? So let's go negative 1 divided by 2. Let's go 1/2. Now that's looking pretty good, isn't it, right? Looks like we're going to dump it right in there. Okay, so we got to do something about the domain, though. We don't need that whole line. So let's go ahead and break that up. Let's go from, let's go -1 just to give it a little bit of room there, is less than x, which is less than, let's see, that's 4. So we can go out to 4, I think. So if we launch it, yeah, yippee skip, we got those marbles, didn't we? Or those stars, yeah? Okay. Now what do we got to do? We got to catch those marbles as they come out of this chute, right? And then put them over here to this one. So we're going to make a second line. And I'm guessing the slope is going to be the same. So let's find out. So let's go y equals -1 divided by 2 x. And then let's go, say, plus 8. Nope, that's not going to work. Let's go 10. No, that's not going to work either. Well, that would work. Actually, 10 works pretty well. I think we're just going to have to go with an even shallower slope. So let's change the denominator there to 1/3. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe, yeah, I think I'm liking the 10. I don't think I want to go any higher than 10. I think I just have to keep making my slope a little bit shallower. Let's go 1/4. Yeah, 1/4's looking great, isn't it, right?
Yeah.
And now we gotta shrink up our domain a little bit here. So let's see. We don't care about the left side. You could just leave it running ragged over there if you want. I just got to get it so it ends at the chute, and that's looking at about 11 or so. So let's go x is less than 11. So let's see if the gods of marbles are with me. Oh, too fast. So one thing I could do is just shrink that up a little bit. Let's go 10. Let's see if that works. Oh, look at that. There we go. Oh. So you got to remember, these guys who wrote this did a really good job, and that the marbles are acting like there's gravity on them, like they're real marbles, like you're rolling down a chute. They don't just abruptly fall off the edge. They roll off and go for a bit before they come down, just like it would if it was coming off, a real chute. So Okay, so what do you think? Want to do one more and then call it good?
Yes.
And then let you play with them on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
They do get harder, I admit. I mean, but like I said, just try it for a bit. You know, if you're like Charlotte and you got an 8-year-old to help you, that's the trick, okay?
I think Charlotte seems to know all the answers.
Good.
She can hear you now.
Okay, so we got to do something about getting it to go down here, right? So if we just get it over to here and get them so they drop down, they should go straight down, right? So we might be able to pull this one off with one line. Let's see if we can do that. That would be kind of tricky, but we'll give it a go.
Okay.
So we're going to go y equals negative. It's got to be a pretty shallow slope. So I'm going to go 1/5. We're going to go fairly shallow here. X, and then let's come up to say plus 11. Yeah, I think that might actually work. And then we gotta stop it at, let's see, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, this is at 5. Yeah, let's stop it at 5. So X is less than 5.
Stop at the star.
Oh, oh, you whiskly wascal. So yeah, it's wiggling because it's coming bouncing down there. So if I could try and make it even a little shallower, that might just do it. If I come in a little slower. So let's try a 6. There you go. Because I had them coming in too fast, right? So they started bouncing around all over the place. Mm-hmm. I could probably get them to come almost straight down if I make this like 1/8. And they're going to roll really slow. Oop, I didn't like that one. Let's go even slower. Let's go like 1/10. I think I'm going to shift it down. Let's see. Let's go to...
No, this is what you can do to get it to work. He already knows how to do this. He's just teaching us.
Yeah. I'll let you play with it. I broke it now. I had it fixed before. So
okay. Thank you.
There's lots of different ways you can do them. Okay. All right. So any questions from last week's assignment? I noticed a lot of folks had problems with problem 11 from section 2.2. So I did a video this morning after I finished grading and I posted that. So if you had trouble with that, I really encourage you to take a look at it. And then this week, how's it going? How are the problems treating you?
I think okay so far.
So far, so good?
Mm-hmm.
This is our last week of linear. Next week, we start doing exponential functions. So.
What's that? It means it's harder.
Yeah.
They do get harder, yeah, if you just keep going. Some of them, I don't know, like that one looks kind of challenging. I mean, because the marbles are way over here. It's like I got to come over here, then I got to split them, I think. You know, like line.
I think the last one was the easiest.
The last one was, yeah, I thought they probably did that on purpose. You know, they do that sometimes just to, yeah, that's a piece of cake. Is that the last one? No, it's 23. Yeah. Yeah, that's the last one, wasn't it?
What's the one you do?
Right, so it's one you can make up on your own.
24? That one's easy. I'll show it to you. I'll show you the one I made. 20. Yes. No, 24 you get to make your own. Ooh. Did it work out?
Cindy, how you doing?
How are you?
Fine. So we were just playing around with the marble slide, and I did a couple of them, a couple of the challenge ones.
Okay.
We're recording it, so if you want to go back when this is done, this will get posted by tomorrow morning. So if you want to check out and see what we did there. So I was going to switch.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm going to switch over to the textbook. So any problems from lessons 2 or 3 or 4?
I'd like to go over problem 11 if you haven't already done that one.
From 2.2?
Yeah.
I did a video of that this morning. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I haven't, yeah. But yeah. I can go back and do that.
Okay. Yeah, I I posted a video to the Q&A this morning on that because you're not alone. Lots of folks had trouble with that one.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, you're in good company. So I did that one this morning, and actually the last week's office hour we did the you try that was the profit one also, the revenue minus cost. So if you want to look at the year try one, that one's on in the office hour archive. So it
Okay, yeah.
got 2 examples of it. So how about for this week? You guys have any problems from this week you want to take a look at? Or obviously I'm still willing to look at anything from chapter 2 also.
I was kind of having a problem just for the creating, we were supposed to give 2 stars, 2 points, and then I was having a really hard time finding the y-intercept. I just picked points from random. Sorry.
That's okay.
I just picked points randomly, and then I was having the darndest time getting the y-intercept. So basically solving my own problem. So
you need to know the answers and the response. You got to tell them whether they're right or wrong. You can't just make stuff up and then leave them hanging there.
Yeah.
Well, give me a couple points and let's do one. We'll just make up a couple of points and we'll play real quick. And
okay. How about 1, 5?
Okay.
And
so that's star number 1. Okay.
Yeah, and 6, -4.
6, -4. You're still being kind. I bet you some people are going to put fractions out there. Nobody's going to want to do theirs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2-step process. If we use the textbook's technique, the first step is we've got to go figure out what the slope is. And that's, even if you use there are different ways of doing this. This is always fundamental. Got to find the slope. So that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Got to go find the change in the y over the change in the x. So let's, just for grins, let's call this one x1, y1, and this one x2, y2. And so if we do that, then that says this is -4 minus 5 over 6 minus 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So that's the numerator going to give me -9. And in the denominator, that's going to give me a 5. So you got a really nice slope of -9/5. Wow, sweet. Okay, so that's part 1. I have to do that first. Now, part 2 is we go back and reference y equals mx plus b. And the thing to keep in mind about this is that these values here, x and y, those correspond to all of the order pairs that are solutions to our particular line, of which I have 2 of them to choose from, either this one or this one. These are both solutions to this equation. In other words, I can substitute those in and actually figure out what b is that way. So if I do that, it would be 5 is equal to -9/5. And now I'm going to put in my x here, which was 1, and then plus b. And notice the only thing that's left that I don't know now is b. Okay, so if I solve this for b, then that means it's going to be 5 plus 9/5 is equal to b, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so now you can get your calculator out and you can use that to do the fraction if you want to. Or, if you can do it by hand, it's going to be 34/5 because it's going to be 25/5 plus 9/5. But you can come into the calculator and go, okay, 5 plus 9 divided by 5, and then tell the calculator you want it back as a fraction by hitting your math key and appending frac on the end of it, and it'll give you back 34/5.
Okay. Now, am I crazy? I thought to remove a fraction from an equation, you have to multiply it by the reciprocal.
You do, but you don't need to do that here.
Okay, and why not?
You're not clearing fractions.
Okay, so
that's not a technique you're going to be using in a function. That's something you're going to be using when you're solving in a single variable. So, for example, so if I give you something like -9/5 x plus 3 was equal to 2x, well, yeah, in that case, I would multiply both sides through by 5 and clear the fraction. But we're not. That's not what we're doing here.
Well, there you go. That was probably the problem.
That would be. Okay, so now what that tells me is that given your ordered pairs, right? Now that I
Yeah.
know what B is, the glorious equation that you've come up with is y is equal to negative 9/5 x plus 34/5. And so that line would pass through the two stars that you plotted.
Okay. Great. That's perfect.
Cool, cool, cool. Well, that was an easy fix. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Not for me.
No? Regina, you good to go, you think?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. You gonna go play Marble Slide now?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to go try.
You go. Don't give up, all right? You know, this
Okay.
one more. You get one more screen besides the ones we did, then I would call that a complete success, okay?
Okay.
But you got to describe at least one of them that you solved in your post, okay?
Okay. And I can't do the one you solved, right?
Oh, well, you might. There's
No,
my
I wouldn't
solutions
do
are
that.
not unique, right? You could
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, but like I say, you could modify them slightly and you would be fine, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Charlotte, you got any other questions for me?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Well, you guys are not obligated to stick around. You're welcome to, but I'm going to start grading if you don't mind. If you guys don't have any questions. So if you want to sit here and watch me grade, you're welcome to. Or don't be shy. Keep posting questions for me. I love it when I see questions in the Q&A forum and stuff, because then I know you guys are working on your stuff. That makes me feel good. So go ahead and do that.
It's nice to go in there and see answers to questions that you have in your mind, too.
Yes. Yes. Alyssa has been like on fire. I can't believe how many she's answered. She just gets, she beats me every time. I'm always like, okay, she got it done. I'll go make some.
All right. Well, I'm going to sign off then. Thank you.
You're welcome, Cindy.
Good night. You too.